Congratulations, you've just been born. There are over a dozen of you, all wriggling and jostling because mom popped out around 20 babies this time. But here's the catch. She only has 13 nipples, so it's a race. A desperate, wobbly crawl through a dark, musty tunnel of fur toward a warm, milk-giving nipple. Only the fastest and luckiest make it. And somehow, you latch on. Congratulations, you're officially a survivor. And while you suckle, mom goes about her usual routine, waddling through trash piles and dodging predators. By week 8, you're getting heavy enough to drag her belly down when she moves, so she makes a decision. She kicks you out of the pouch, and up onto her back. That's right. It's time for a piggyback ride across snake-infested fields and highways full of speeding metal boxes. She is constantly on the move, sniffing, scavenging, scratching, and you and siblings have to hang on for dear lives with your tiny claws. Because if one of you guys slips off, well, she doesn't stop to pick you back up. So the moment you fall, you're fair game for owls, foxes, snakes, or a neighborhood cat named Mr. Whiskers who think you're a squeaky toy. This phase is survival roulette. She's trying to avoid getting eaten. You're trying not to get yeeted. At night, she forages. Crushed apple cores, dead frogs, spilled beer. You don't get any of it. You just cling and observe the slow buffet of urban decay. But you learn. What smells like food, what smells like predator, and yet somehow, you survive another night. You don't know it yet, but you're about 2 weeks away from being kicked out entirely. Soon, you'll have to make it on your own.
Few moments later.
Well, it finally happens. You wake up one morning, still half asleep, nestled in mom's fur like usual, only this time she's already walked off. You blink in the underbrush like, wait, this is a joke, right? It's not. Mom's tail twitches once and she's gone. You're now officially a juvenile opossum, which is a fancy way of saying you're unemployed, unarmed, and homeless, and you have no idea what you're doing. You've never built a nest, never spent a night alone, never even found your own food without help. Your first attempt is trying to eat a dead beetle and accidentally licking a cigarette butt. You vomit and then try again. Progress, you need shelter, but you're terrible at building, so you scavenge. An abandoned shoebox under a porch? That'll do. A rusted tin can? Luxury. A raccoon's den? Okay, bad idea. Raccoons do not do timeshares. At night, you shuffle through alleys and brush, looking like a little gremlin in search of expired dog food. You're not picky. Grapes, slugs, roadkill, half a sandwich, you'll eat it all. And that's not even the worst of it. You're clumsy. You're slow. Your eyesight sucks. You make weird hissing sounds when startled. And predators, they're everywhere. Foxes, coyotes, cats, owls, people. One wrong sniff and bam, you're a statistic. But you keep moving. You learn to freeze. You learn to hiss. You learn to fake your own death. That's right. You come with nature's saddest self-defense mechanism, the panic coma. If a dog chases you down, you flop over, tongue hanging out, eyes glazed, drooling a little. Sometimes you fart. You release a gross green anal fluid that smells like rotting flesh. You don't blink. You don't twitch. Your heart rate drops. Your body temperature dips. You are, for all intents and purposes, dead. And weirdly enough, it works. A surprising number of predators get creeped out by corpses. This isn't something you decide to do. It's involuntary. It's like your brain just slams the off switch. And sometimes, it saves your life. But sometimes, it just delays the inevitable. Let's say a car's coming. You panic. Your instincts say, flop. So you collapse right in the middle of the road. A car doesn't care if you're dead. It turns you into actual roadkill. And if you're lucky enough to get away, there's still the aftermath.
A few hours later.
Waking up hours later, alone, disoriented, and covered in your own fear juice. What happened? Did I survive again?
Several days later.
You've made it to adulthood. Congrats. You've dodged cars, dogs, starvation, and your own dumb instincts long enough to become what every male opossum eventually becomes. A stinky, lonesome drifter. See, opossums aren't exactly social creatures. They don't do packs, herds, pods, squads, or even loosely affiliated brunch clubs. They're solitary, territorial, and honestly, kind of bad at flirting, so you roam. At night, under the pale moonlight, you shuffle through backyards and forests, snorting around trash bins and sniffing the wind for pheromones. Your goal? Find a female, woo her, and move on. You track her down using scent trails. You approach her, grunting softly, tail raised, and fur fluffed. If she's in the mood, you do the deed. It lasts about 30 seconds, and then she hisses and tries to bite your face off. Okay, message received. Then you leave. Forever. With the knowledge that somewhere out there, maybe a new generation of tiny opossums is starting the cycle all over again, and they'll never know your name. Because fatherhood, for you, ends at fertilization. And you've probably noticed by now that gourmet dining isn't really in the cards for opossums. You're a scavenger with a digestive system that could put a goat to shame. Rotting fruit? Delicious. Maggot-riddled roadkill? Exquisite. Half a hot dog bun someone dropped behind a Taco Bell in 2017. Chef's kiss. Your immune system is a biochemical marvel. You can eat things that would send most mammals into spasms of regret and diarrhea. Salmonella? Bring it on. E. coli? You'll take seconds. Even snake venom isn't a guaranteed kill shot. But here's the kicker. Your garbage buffet doesn't come without risk. Sometimes you wander into a backyard and get caught in a trap. Sometimes you gnaw on something that isn't food, plastic wrap, rat poison, antifreeze. And sometimes, despite all your evolutionary miracles, you bite into something that just doesn't sit right. And then it's game over. 1 minute, you're enjoying a rancid chicken wing in a parking lot, and the next, lights out. But now, you're tired. You're maybe 2 years old, 3 if you're a genetic lottery winner, and everything hurts. Your teeth are worn down from chewing bones and garbage. Your fur's patchy from fleas. You're slower now, and that twitchy opossum paranoia you once had? It's dulled. You don't always see the headlights in time. You don't always wake up fast enough to play dead. And the predators? They know. Coyotes, foxes, owls, even cats. They smell your decline. You try to keep moving. You scavenge a little, sleep a lot, stay near quiet places. But nature doesn't offer a retirement plan for opossums. One cold night, your limbs feel heavier. You curl up beneath a porch or behind a stack of tires. And when the sun rises, you're just gone. But here's what most creatures don't get. You lived fast, you lived hard. You cleaned the streets and powered ecosystems and played dead like a furry performance artist. You were roadkill royalty, a garbage gourmet, a tick-slaying legend. You weren't built to be remembered, but you mattered more than anyone ever gave you credit for.